everybody. How are you doing today? Welcome into the stream. Glad to have all of you guys here. What a lovely Friday. We have a lovely Friday stream today. If you guys are here for the first time and you're from OptionsSwing, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome into the stream. Appreciate you spending your time with us. Always great to have new people here. Today's stream is going to be a little different because this is the first time ever that Everyday Growth Advisors is having a special guest on board. And I want all of you guys to give a warm welcome to Jim later. I'm going to proceed with the regular portion of the live stream today, and then after which, later on, we will proceed to having our special guest on board our exciting stream today. So as per usual, we're going to start breaking down things. Today's stream is going to have considerably less time to do much of the ticker symbol callouts. However, I can definitely work with you guys to do that double time the next lesson that we have, or the next stream that we have. So I hope that you guys start posting those, and I'll go through as many as I can with the time that I have, and we'll aim to wrap up the stream right before the market opens. So let's get into it. So starting off with the news, this is how we usually break it down. If you're here for the first time, we start off with breaking down the news, seeing what's happening around the world, getting an idea of what kind of sentiment the news is throwing around, because whatever sentiment the news throws around, that becomes the message for the day. And even though I have mentioned many times before, we never use the news for any kind of value apart from entertainment. So it's just an entertainment purpose. Yo. And it's going to be just entertainment purpose. So we're going to go through the news real quick, and then we'll have Jim. He's here already. We'll have him on board in a little bit. So just stay tuned for that. Great. So today we have the news cycling a lot of worrisome stuff, which usually means that they're expecting bearish sentiment to be cycling through. We can see there is the tension from China and the U.S. continuing to go through these markets. And we're seeing an increased amount of the news headlines that are starting to cycle the bearishness of that entire aspect. Okay, so for now, what we can see, let's say over here, battle for Hong Kong shifting to city's financial markets. Former Hong Kong leader lashes out at HSBC over security law. This is a bank. We have U.S. futures mixed, right? The market didn't really make a huge move up or down. We're kind of ranging right now, but we'll get into the technical breakdown in a little bit. U.S. stocks, expensive any way you cut it, says Oxford Economics. Okay, so Oxford Economics is saying it's expensive. Interesting. SoftBank leads 500 million funding for DD unit. Okay, they're investing in some Chinese stocks. Indonesia picks 97 billion of projects, including 5 airports to propel. Okay. Bloomberg, not so much. Let's have a look at Wall Street Journal. I pay for this, so you guys can have access to it as well. Let's see if they, updated anything here. We have that police situation that went crazy in George Floyd. Twitter flags Trump tweet about Minneapolis protests. Twitter is kind of having a back and forth with Trump right now, which is, interesting. Let's see. Oh, man, did I not? Ooh, my bad. Jeez. Sorry, guys. Whoops. I didn't see that. It's all right. You didn't miss anything, believe me. You only missed the front page of the Bloomberg screen, guys. Here, this is what you missed. Just a little bit of oh, come on, Bloomberg. Okay, this is what we were going through. Twitter is having kind of a back and forth with Trump right now, which is a kind of an interesting prospect. And Trump enacted some kind of a law. He signed the executive order. Let's see, blood of recovered. This one was interesting. Blood of recovered COVID-19 patients is becoming a hot commodity. Tell me that's not interesting. So people are actually seeking out those blood cell types to make antibodies, which is, I find that pretty interesting. Consumer spending likely to hit rock bottom in April. Is inflation dead? Some investors bet it could roar back, which certainly makes sense since the Fed has pumped so much liquidity into the system. Okay, that's kind of like your news breakdown. You can see that there's a big divide. It's kind of bearish, bullish, a mix between both. Let's look at the pre-market movers today. All right, let's see. Luckin Coffee making a little bit of a comeback, but I'd highly recommend you not to buy into this at all. Sonoma Pharma, 151%. ADAP, not sure what this is. Some biotech companies basically ripping off through the roof today. Canopy Growth Company down 20%. That's a marijuana stock. On the economic calendar, we have inflation numbers that came out a little worse than, well, this is core PCE, so it's the price index. Personal income, personal spending's down. Let's see, not much really make or break news. So, and not many pre-market movers that are extremely interesting neither. So, this would be, I would say it's going to be a flat day. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, and I do want to go through with you guys, and by the way, welcome in. Sorry about the not sharing my screen. Welcome into the stream for people who are new, people who are old. You know what I only require for you to do. Smash that like button if you're here. Hit subscribe if you're new here so that you get these updates when we go live. That's the only thing I ask for you guys. Let's try to get this up to 50 today and see. I'm sure that Jim being here is going to change that as well. All right, so I'm going to do the technical breakdown and then come back through to your questions because I see a lot of questions already, so that's a good thing. Just want to bring your attention to SPY on the daily time frame here. We had a big drop, which was the Corona drop, right? I call this the Corona drop. And now we've made a recovery back to the 38.2 fib retracement. Initially, the 61.8 was a, oh well, sorry, this is not accurate because I'm taking from the swing low now, which is the lower swing low, to the swing high. So we're gonna have to adjust this fib retracement right now. So how do you plot the fib retracement? You're gonna take the swing low, because now we're trying to extend it from here to see where the retraction would be going down from here. So you want to take the swing low from this point right here, and oh, sorry, let's do that again. You want to take the swing low from this point right here and go all the way up to here, which is the tip of that candle. Now this will give you the range of candles that will be retraced by this Fibonacci over here. Let's try to get this right one time. Come on. Okay, there we go. Cool. And I want to, so here we can see now that from this swing low high. So now we can know, okay, the retracement would come back down to these levels, right? If anything, okay? And so if we were taking the swing from the top here, this would be the Fibonacci retracement from the top down to the bottom of there. That would be a different Fibonacci altogether, right? And for this one, we make it white so that we don't get completely. There we go. Okay, now you can see both fibs, right? And on the 4-hour chart, this will look a little more interesting for you guys. So look at this here. So now you can see both levels, the swing from the top to the low, and then the next low all the way to the top where we're at. Now you can see, okay, this is the level or the range where we would say it's going to be a demand zone, right? This became a supply zone, right? And then what we will expect is for if SPX was to come down, it would bounce on this level, which it has been on the previous level. You can see that. Previously, prior to this, we had the 38 and 50 as the demand zone, right? This was the zone. And then the same here. And then the 50 retracement was another demand zone. So now this zone is going to become a demand zone, right? If we fail to break this, then what happens is we come down here, right? So expect the short term kind of a correction However, there are a couple of things to consider, okay? There are a couple of things to consider. Now, the first thing to consider is that NASDAQ, okay, has been overbought compared to SPY. If you look at the two charts, you can see the clear, stark difference between the two, okay? Now, NASDAQ has been invested in because tech is what holds a bigger percentage of the market stocks. Now, if tech holds a bigger percentage of the market stocks, then technically the NASDAQ will rally because NASDAQ is the home of not only technology, but innovators and disruptors. So anything that innovates and disrupts falls in the NASDAQ. Now, if you realize any stock that is anti-coronavirus would fall within the NASDAQ, and hence you can see that we had a lot of a lot of rally on the NASDAQ, right, from the drop, right? This rally was caused by a lot of technology and disruptive stocks that have done very strongly in the same period. Now, SPY in the same period did not rise at such a great gradient. Now, even so, what was worse hit was Dow Jones, right? It was the Dow Jones. So the point I'm trying to make over here is that it's time to divest from NASDAQ. It's time to divest from S&P, but it's time to put your money into the Dow Jones, okay? Try looking for companies that are in the industrial sector, utility sector, energy sector, which are already down for the year, because that's where risk is going to flow to, okay? Risk, when S&P 500 starts selling off, where's that money going to go to? Very highly likely that it will go into some Dow Jones stocks. And you can see how the Dow Jones has performed versus the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. It's much more lower in gradient, okay? So just wanted to put that out there. Just keep that in mind and keep it at the back of your head. So going through a technical update, I highly feel that we are due for a correction, right? Mini correction, nothing crazy. I'm not saying that we're going to drop 10%. I think, a nominal drop down here. We're looking at maybe a 3 to 5% drop, right? Which is a nominal correction on a uptrend, okay? Since we are in a bull run, these corrections do happen. Remember, nothing moves up in a straight line. We always have impulsive, corrective, impulsive, corrective, impulsive. And so now we need a corrective wave down, okay? So be wary about taking too many call positions. As I mentioned yesterday in the OptionsSwing chat, I said stop hoarding onto swing positions that are long. You don't want to be caught holding the bag when the rug pull happens. Especially today is the last Friday of the month, right? There is a saying, sell in May and go away, okay? So be careful of that. That's one thing. The other thing is, remember, we are overheating here a little bit. We need to have a rally down. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we come down here right away. Remember, we could go like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then ultimately come down. We don't necessarily need to go down, okay? So there are many ways this will go. I see a lot of... Now, obviously, that is the bearish case, okay? Now, the bullish case is the fact that the open interest of puts today are at 70%, okay? We have 70% of traders betting on puts today. Now, what does that mean? The last time this happened, we had the market melt up even further. And expect that to happen for the first half of the day, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I could be completely wrong, okay? I'm just giving you my opinion. When there is a high percentage of traders betting on a bearish outcome, the market makers tend to push the prices up so that they push out all of those put holders out of the market. And then towards the end of the day, a big sell-off comes in, okay? So that is just both cases I want to present out for you. Make sure, that you clearly have this system in your head and don't go overcommitting yourself to any place today. Definitely don't be opening up any swing trades today. I don't recommend it. Day trade, if anything, all right? Great, okay. We have our technical update done. Let me get rid of this. Let's have a refresh of this. See, once again, if you're here, welcome in. If this is your first time, welcome into the stream. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you're here. That's the only thing I ask for. We will be having Jim on in a little bit over here. And let's get it. All right, let's have a look at these breakdowns today. What's up? What's up? Y'all want to get... Hell yeah, we're going to get some bread today. You already know it. Corey with the first bullet here. Play shares at 14.90. Let's have a look at play. Remember that I always use a top-down approach, so I look at 1 hour first, and then, you know, or usually I do a daily, but since we're looking at majority of swing trades here, okay, so you have play, 14.90 earnings, 6.9, hold for pre-market run up or dump. Play shares at 14.90. Okay. Well, I think it's looking bearish, buddy. At least a retracement back to 12 before going back up. So this would be I say a retracement back to the moving average at least. I see big volume outflow, and you can confirm. You can look at OBV that's pointing out. Yep, exactly. You can see the volume outflow here, right? And barely any volume came back up yesterday. So expect play to be bearish more than bullish. However, your expiry is 6.9. So yeah, I recommend you to definitely. I say a retracement back to the moving. I recommend you to hold it. Well, if you want to take the chance and hold it, you could hold it, but I recommend to get rid of the position for now. That's what I recommend. Let's see here. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I'm holding 2 F puts, 7 expiry, $7 expiry 7.2 and 7.7, hoping for a nice little dip here. Okay. Let's see. Ford. Let's have a look at it. Well, Ford has been in a kind of a weird situation here. It's looking more bullish and more bullish to me, especially since it's consolidating above this 2 resistances over here. You have puts for 7.17 and 7.2 at $7. Well, I don't think you will lose money on them. I think you should be okay. Depends on how far up you bought those puts. So just be careful with how you're going to play this. I would recommend you to get out of the position if Ford bounces at 550 or so. This would be your exit here, and then reassess the situation. However, with the entire market that might push down, you may get a better exit. So just have just have a little bit of an idea there. It's the screen sharing is Gucci, right? Let's see. Okay, let's have a look at this now. Good morning. Good morning. How's the Google Lotto looking? That's going to be tough with the market right now, just going sideways. Yeah, I fixed the screen sharing, so you guys should be able to see my screen right now. Let's see. By the way, if you're here, remember, I only asked for one thing. Here, let me just refresh the screen real quick so I can make sure that you guys are all able to see my screen. Can someone confirm that you can actually indeed see my screen so that we can make sure that we're not in a weird situation here? By the way, if you're here, please smash the like button, hit subscribe. If you want to, be here more often and you like the way the stream goes, that would be the next natural move. So hit the subscribe button and the like button. That's all I ask for. Let's see. Screen isn't All right. Let's see. Let me go. Okay. What do you think about DraftKings? DKNG. Let's have a look. Okay, great. Awesome. Great that you can see my screen. Okay. DraftKings is overbought at this level. It needs a correction, which it will correct, at least down to... So one thing that I like to do in these cases, and let me show you guys a neat little trick. Usually I don't have this indicator on. I don't use it all the time because it creates sometimes false signals. Now, what I do like to use on a bigger time frame, on a 1 hour time frame, when a stock extends like this, is to use a indicator called the Bollinger Band. If you turn the Bollinger Band on, you can see that when a Bollinger Band stretches up like this and the candlesticks start to push up against the band, there is a natural moment when the band snaps. You can see that it just snapped, right? And so where would the stock trade towards? It would trade to the middle of the Bollinger Band, which is this level here. So expect DKNG DraftKings to come down to $34 or $34.70 within, you know, maybe next week or something. It would have to come down here at the minimum. However, I see it coming down all the way to here, $32 or $33 at least, because this would be above, and this resistance over here, which is the previous resistance, is going to now turn into support, right? So this is the old resistance, right? Old resistance is now going to turn into support, okay? So it should come down somewhere here. The first level will be here. If you want to take puts here, your first exit for profits will be here. Second exit would be here. You want to cut at least 50% of your position here, take profits off the table, and then cut the rest over here, okay? That would be the plan for DraftKings. I like this play, by the way. I may consider opening this puts on my own if I can get a pullback higher before confirming this downtrend. Could you show us the indicators that you use on TradingView charts? Yes, I may. Also, if you're part of OptionsSwing, I have it as part of the channel here, the educational a demo on an MT4 platform that I'm using. I just like to use it because I have access to SPX after hours to see how it trades between all four markets. That's a benefit of having an international broker. They switch between the markets automatically, so I like to use a demo account on international broker to give me access to after hours movement of SPY, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ. Good morning, Jason. How are you doing? Good morning, everyone. Make sure you leave a like for Tyron. Hell yeah. If you can, please leave a like. That would be very, very helpful. I appreciate that very much. Ooh, what just happened? Was there something? Uh-oh. Maybe I think the connection dropped for a second. I think that's what happened. Ouchies. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right, welcome back. I hope it's fixed. If someone can confirm, that would be great. AMD 717 $60 calls. Happy belated birthday. Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate it. Welcome back, by the way. AMD 717. Let's have a look. All right. Oh, it lagged. Okay. All right. Okay, back to the indicators really quickly. OBV is unbalanced volume indicator, which is the blue line streaking through the chart. That shows the momentum together with volume of inflows and outflows of volume. The scale for that is on this side. Triple exponential moving averages. The blue is the 50, the green is the 150, and the red is the 200 moving averages. I use exponential. If you want to have an explanation, go through to my my video on YouTube, and you will know why I use exponential moving averages. Swing high and low support and resistance by Pattern Smart. You can find this right here. If you click this and type Pattern Smart, it's this one right here. Swing high, low support, the one with the most likes. Really easy to find it. That plots your resistance and support for you. And you gotta also sometimes plot your own. For example, out of all of these here, there will be support and resistance in between two, like here, right? So you need to be able to be diverse and dynamic, plotting your own stuff sometimes. But for the most part, this does a very good job at figuring out what the top and bottoms are, or a swing at least. And then the regular volumes on the bottom. And this on the bottom is a stochastics indicator, which works a lot like RSI. So that's what I use. Okay, back to it again. Sorry. All right, AMD 717 60 calls. 717 $60 calls. Ooh. Well, AMD seems like it's ranging. It is still maintaining its bullish composure. However, with the market conditions, you may want to be skeptical and push yourself out to a further expiry. I don't see AMD hitting $60 by the time frame that you have given yourself. That's all. Be cautious about this. If you get an opportunity to get out at a slight loss or wait for AMD to make a push up and then get out, I highly recommend that. CGC 22 calls for 6.5. Dump or write it out. CGC 22 calls. CGC 22 calls. This is one of the movers today. Remember, it's getting sold off. 22 calls. Yeah, definitely dump it. It's getting sold off today. Pre-market already. It's going to probably have a bearish day. So remember that. Also, it looks overextended to me. Definitely can come down all the way to $18 or so, where the moving average coincides with the old resistance. It could first come down to test the 2080 level before coming down. So it could come down here first before coming down here, this level, to test the resistance. So be careful of that. Highly recommend you to dump that position. Happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. Share your screen. I think I'm already sharing my screen, right? Do you think these China tensions will have a negative impact on the supply chain if things really heat up? Let's see. Definitely will have impacts on the supply chain. But then the thing about it is, remember that we are in an election year, okay? Now, I highly don't think that the US is looking to increase tensions in the international markets. I think this is more of like a standoffish stance that they're taking because the rest of the world is also jumping on the bandwagon to have a bearish stance against China. But I think it will have an impact. However, I think that it will be resolved quickly as well. So, election years tend to be, really hard at first and then, works out somehow. So, welcome in, guys. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream if you're not a OptionsSwing member and this is your first time here. Remember, we are partnered with OptionsSwing, an online community of 1,200 plus traders that support each other every day, and we give out trade ideas. We support with educational content such as this live stream, as well as stock bots and all kinds of proprietary data that assists you with having a successful trading journey. So if you haven't checked it out, I've put OptionsSwing in the description and our Instagram is also there. The music in the beginning of the stream was by Type 9. His name's in the bottom as well in case you want to go check out some of his beats. Excellent beats. And so that's that. Twitter, $32 puts, $5.29, sell right away or hold. Ooh, bro, today expiry. Ooh. Let's see. 32 puts. Looking good to me, honestly. I would hold it for at least maybe 15 minutes into the market, see what happens. NCLH calls for next week. NCLH, that is the Norwegian cruise line? Nah, man. I don't recommend you to take any positions today at all. Confirm. Zoom puts. Definitely no puts on Zoom. This is an anti-coronavirus stock that, if anything, you buy on the dips. It has been very bullish recently. How long do you usually hold your options? It really depends. Depends on what kind of position it is. It depends on a variety of different things, of course. I say usually I'm a swing trader, so I usually hold it for a couple of days. 2 days, or usually 2 days. I have a couple of long-term positions, though. Microsoft 185, call 529, sell immediately or hold for a bit. Definitely sell immediately. What can you say about Eaton? What about it, bro? Multinational power management company. Interesting. Well, certainly looking bullish, and I told you might be a good play to go after energy stocks right now. But yeah, I mean, it's looking bullish. However, be careful. It failed to break out of this resistance here. So I'm going to give you the technicals. Obviously, I don't know nuts about fundamentals of this company. Do your own fundamental research, but it failed to break that level. It seems like it's going to come down to test this old resistance here. So 82 might be the level that it will come down to test here, especially since it has a gap to fill as well. there will be a downward pressure for this stock to come down here. I think puts for the play right now. It would go along with the market conditions as well. So I think puts would be the play. I think we need to run up the like button. Hell yeah, if you guys can do that, that'll be awesome. If you're just coming into the stream right now, welcome in. Hit that like button, subscribe. We do these streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday to keep things look lively and to kind of give you guys a great intro to the stock market. We're having more and more people come into the stream, and I think that people are really enjoying it. So I'm going to continue doing what I do. Remember that this stream will never change just because we have more people. And I will always remain true to my word of, just keeping it going the same way. All right, we're good now. We're good. All right. So I'm going to do, let's see. Yeah, we have a couple here. I'll try to finish all of these, and then we're going to have Jim come on the stream, and we're going to have a kind of a little bit of a interview session with him so that you guys can get a little bit of insight into his magical mind. All right, Disney 127 called 7-2 hold. Disney. I like the prospect of Disney with the market drop. I like it less. Let's see. Come on. Okay. Let's, what was it? 127 calls? Ooh, nah. Nah, I don't recommend holding those, especially since it's 7-2. Well, actually, well, you might want to get out of them for now, because look, bearish movement, right? Candlestick movements are bearish, right? Okay, volume's flowing out. Not as much volume flowing out as I would like. Still looking like it could bounce. It could technically bounce, okay? But then it has a gap to fill here. So chances are that the stock will sell off with the market and close the gap. So do you really want to be holding a drawdown? That's the question you have to ask yourself, okay? If you're okay with holding the drawdown, then sure, go ahead, hold that call. But if you want to use that capital for something else, then get rid of that trade, put it into something else. That's my opinion on that. I have a $38 call on Shack 612. Should I exit today or keep my call? Well, I have a Shack call as well, but I bought a very far out expiry. $38 call? Wait, are you sure it's a $38 call? I think you mean 58. I'm pretty sure you mean 58. So I'm gonna assume that you mean 58. And I have the same call, except for actually I have the exact same call as you. I'm holding it. At least through today, so that I can exit. You're welcome, Chan. I'm gonna exit this position today, by the way, Sandy. Let's see. UAL 35 call, July 17, still worth holding. This was Kevin Fomo's call. Well, welcome back to the stream, by the way, Warren. Appreciate you being here. UAL is kind of a difficult one right now. So you have, it would be a great play eventually, July-wise, but then the question is whether you're okay with holding a drawdown. As I mentioned earlier, market seems to want to correct. And so if you're okay with holding that, then sure. If you don't want to hold a drawdown, then don't hold it, man. Square, 8250 call, 717. Interesting. I haven't looked at Square in a while. And this is a very bullish stock right now. 8250 call, 717. Welcome back, by the way, Shantea. Appreciate you always being here. 717, 8250. You know what? I think you might be okay with this one. Yeah, definitely okay with this one. And I'm so glad that you picked the right strike. And I think that you'll be fine with this trade. Hold on to it. Looking nice here with bullish, right? You can see that nice impulsive corrective waves. Only if it fails to break out of this region again are we going to have a problem with Square. So wait for the next impulsive wave up, and you should be in the money by then. I think it's a good trade to hold. All right, I'm going to do maybe a couple of them more, and then we're going to have to definitely get Jim to come on here, okay? So let's see, we'll do CRM. Sorry, it lagged out when you answered the question, but is AB? Yes, it is a pump and dump, bro. It's a $30 million market cap, so definitely a pump and dump. CRM 190 call 65 sale right away due to yesterday's earnings sell-off. Yeah, you're gonna need to get rid of that one, man. Cut your losses on that one. Roku 121 call 65. Unfortunately, I'm bearish on Roku. It's looking super bearish in my opinion. Look, right after earnings, it's been just on a super bearish trend, right? And it's getting rejected on these moving averages on the way down. Not until unless Roku breaks out of this region with very big volume, something like this, and OBV starts to massively point up. It does, however, and you can see even right now, stochastics are, you know, looking a little bit overbought. So, yeah, looking at Roku is I don't see the call scenario here. I see a put scenario. In fact, it's almost perfect entry for puts right here. If Roku rejects, puts all the way down to 90. My target price for Roku would be 95 or 90. That would be the target price. All right. Thank you for a technical analysis. You're welcome. I have NVIDIA call 360 expiry. Should I sell it? NVIDIA was looking. Yeah, you have to sell it. That call is dead. Hold Zen. Definitely hold Zen. It's looking super bullish. Facebook 135 call 717. Wait, Facebook no, you definitely got the strike. You got the strike wrong on this one. I'm guessing you meant 235. That's what you meant. 235 717. Possibly. You're gonna have to hold it through a drawdown though. So remember, you're gonna take a risk there. You're welcome. Netflix, give me Jim or give me that. Soon. 1 minute more. We'll get Jim on. I know you don't like me, Warwick. It's okay, man. I'm just kidding. Netflix 440 calls for next week expiry, holding since yesterday. All right. I'll do Netflix. I'll do one more, and then we'll have Jim on. All right. So Netflix 440 calls for next week expiry. That's a bit too high. I'm sorry. I think you should get rid of that position. Netflix is also looking bearish. Yeah. Netflix looking super bearish here. In fact, I would enter puts somehow if it can retrace back up here. That would be nice entry for puts. All right. Let's see if you can do one more here. Appreciate it. No problem, Warren. Of course. Target call 120 July 17. All right. This will be the last one that I do, and then we're gonna bring Jim in. All right, so target 120 call, July 17. It's looking good, honestly. I think you'll be fine. Definitely, yeah. Hold on to that one. Definitely looks like it may make a recovery back up. Volume's recovering, right? You can see, use this as a kind of a support here. It has been using it as a support. I think that you'll see a retest of at least the 124 level. So yeah, all right, cool. Thank you for those breakdowns. That will be the last one that I do for today, so that we have enough time to talk to Jim today. And so our first special guest on this stream ever is Jim, who is the other admin of OptionsSwing. I'm not sure if many of you know who he is. In a very short amount of time, this guy has become a very respectful member of our community. He basically started OptionsSwing along with the founder, and I greatly respect.
Who is the other admin of OptionsSwing? I'm not sure.
Let's see. I greatly respect this guy a lot. He's taught me a lot of things on the way as well. He has a very good head on his shoulders, and I want all of you guys to welcome Jim here so that we can talk to him today. So, welcome in, Jim. How are you doing today? Hey, hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Man. Good morning. Welcome in.
How are you?
I'm great, man. Welcome into the stream. Really nice to have you on here. We together with almost 124 members of our community. once again, thank you for taking your time out to be here. Really appreciate it.
No, happy to be here, bro.
Awesome. So I just want to kind of get a couple of questions going, maybe get your ideas on a couple of things, get to know a little bit of
Yes.
what makes Jim tick. I'm sure that everybody wants to know what goes on in that head of yours. How do you come up with such trade ideas and the wondrous things that you do? So maybe you can start off by telling us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from, how old you are, and maybe how long you've been trading for.
Okay. I'm Colombian. For those that don't know,
Hey.
I'm in my early 30s.
Nice.
And I've been trading for close to 3 years.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, I've been trading with OptionsSwing for close to a year, I would say. We met on Reddit. That's how we met online.
Oh, crazy.
And yeah.
Wow.
And we've been trading together for like a year or so.
Okay. And so when was the first time that you actually found out about trading in general, right? Like, when was trading first introduced to you in your life? Like, what was the catalyst to you, getting involved with trading, and what, attracted you to this profession?
Honestly, I started trading when AMD was a penny stock.
Oh, wow.
Like I started reading about the technology they were developing and so on, and how their chips were better than the Intel chips. And so I started buying stocks on AMD when it was still a penny stock. It was probably not a penny stock, but it was trading around $12 or so. So that's how I got into options, into trading.
I see. Okay. So there are some questions that are coming along in the stream as well. If I see something good, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you as well.
Okay.
So somebody is asking, are you a full-time trader now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's awesome. That's all what we're aspiring to be, right? I'm sure that everybody is aspiring to get towards there. So it's great that we have mentors such as you to guide us on how we can achieve that multiple stream of income, such as our motto on OptionsSwing, right? So also, who was the one who got you into trading? Was there some
OptionsSwing is a business for me. Then I have another business, and most of the trades that I come up with and stuff, I post them on the group chat. Not all of them, but I would say close to half of them are posted there.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah. And was there a catalyst? Was there somebody special who got you into trading, or did you just stumble upon it on your own?
No, it was just on my own, honestly.
Gotcha.
Like I'm telling you, I saw AMD, I really liked what they were doing and stuff, so I wanted to own a piece of the company or whatever. So yeah. Okay. So then I started playing around with options, and I remember that my first trade was actually on AMD. I put in $500 and I made $3,000 or something. I don't even remember.
Nice.
So the first play is always free. I don't know, but I never paper trader or anything. I just jump in with money right
you were
away.
One of the people that just jumped in straight away. Nice.
Man, I didn't know about paper trading back then.
Oh wow.
I wish I knew about it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I was the same. I definitely jumped in straight with money as well. And I too started with $500, but I think I started with Forex. So my journey was a little different from yours. Okay. And what age did you make your first investment in AMD?
It was close to 3 years ago.
Oh wow. Okay. So not long actually. You've been trading for a pretty short time. That's nice, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that the amount of time that you've been in here and the amount of things that you have learned is crazy. And the amount that you have taught me is nuts too. And I really thank you for everything that you have taught me. I really do appreciate it, man.
No, I mean, we're in this together. We're in this to learn from each other.
Of course. That's what makes this community.
It isn't just about me or OptionsSwing or any particular person, man. It's about the whole group.
Exactly, man. And that's what makes this group so different. I highly agree with that. I think that we definitely make a great team in OptionsSwing, and everybody can be attesting to that. So how long do you think it took you from the time that you started, to trade? How long did it take you to develop a system that made you profitable?
I would say close to a year,
A year.
honestly. Yeah, because
Okay.
I remember that when I started, I probably like had 10K or something, and I took my account to 17K. But then I made the mistake of trying to time the market, man. So I was trying to time the market and trying to time these drops and shit,
Right.
and I ended up losing some money.
Oh yeah, that happens to all of us.
Yeah.
And I remember me making those mistakes so many times. It's crazy, man. Especially if you don't understand the waves and how things work in terms of corrective waves and impulsive waves. That's
Yeah.
an easy mistake to make. I can definitely see that happening. Yeah, I definitely agree. That's one of the biggest mistakes, in fact, that our beginner traders make. And yeah, I can definitely see how that happens. And so
the thing is, what happens is the following: many people, when they start, they get lucky or whatever,
yeah.
and they get overconfident, So it takes them, let's say, a month to make $10,000, but then over the next 3 months, they're gonna be losing those $10,000,
Right.
So, what that means to me is that the person, man, got lucky in the first month, and then, like, overall, the person isn't trading well, because he's been losing money for more time. You get me? For a longer period of time.
100%. I agree. I've seen so many people do this, and so, in my opinion, it's not about how hard you get hit, how hard you can hit and win. It's how long you can sustain blows and still survive at the end of the year. I definitely believe in that. This market is a marathon. It's not a sprint, and I think many people come in wanting to sprint, and that's what really messes them up sometimes. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So let's say you could go back in time, right? And you could tell something to yourself when you were just starting off trading, right? Say you could go back in time now, step into a time machine, go back and tell your old self a piece of advice that you would like to tell everybody out here. What would that piece of advice be?
Well, first, to be patient, honestly.
Definitely.
Also is to never try to time the market.
Agreed.
Like I made this mistake a couple of times, man. Never try to time the market. Just go with it,
Yep.
Don't, like, if you see, for example, a company falling, don't try to time the reverse of the company going up. Don't try to do that. It's just better to catch a little bit of that fall than trying to time the stock going up. You get me?
Yep, agreed. You capture a little bit of the trade rather than try to capture the whole wave. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Also, to paper trade, bro. Like, I never paper traded, and that was a huge mistake, honestly.
Okay. So number one, be patient, because that's what the game is. 90% patience, 10% execution, and at the same time, paper trade. Practice your craft so that you put in the hours before you start, and then go on to your journey from there. And I think that's what we recommend everybody at OptionsSwing to do. The moment they come into our chat group, we're always actively telling them, if you don't know anything about this market, definitely don't try to jump into options, because it's such a dangerous thing to do right away, right?
I deal a lot with the customer service, like on Instagram and stuff, and I get a lot of people that they think that they're ready to get into a market when they have the money to invest. And it isn't like that. They're ready when they have the knowledge to invest. You get me?
100%. It's not about you having the money. It's about you knowing how to do it properly.
Yeah. And trust me, like, I get that a lot. People are like, hey, I'm ready to invest. I have money. No, you are not ready to invest. 90% of the people that come into a market without knowing anything are going to lose it all.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So that's a fact. And people got to understand this,
There's a question from somebody. What book would you recommend on technical analysis for beginners? Asked by Jonathan. Is there any particular book that you would like to recommend?
I have to look into it. I don't remember the name.
Sure.
But I have this book that was recommended to me by Luis Jimenez. You remember him?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he sent me this book once, and I skimmed through a book like I didn't see it and read it all. I'm not gonna lie, but I read some of it, and I have to look for it.
Okay,
I don't remember the
maybe
name.
we can post it as a link on OptionsSwing, and the members can have access to it. That would be great.
Yeah.
Next question, somebody's asking, do you stick with options only or dabble with equity as well? If so, what is the rough percentages you do?
Yeah, right now I'm just options trading, honestly.
Okay. And I guess I'm guessing by percentages they mean what is the risk that you take on, I guess, per trade?
Okay. I probably have this pinned under my channel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like I have to repost it again. Right. But I try to go like 10% of my account on each trade. Okay. So my account right now is around $12,000 or so. Mm-hmm. So I try to go just $1,000 on each trade. And if you see, like I never try to have like more than 3 positions open or anything like that, you know. Yep.
This I learned.
So like most of the time I'm sitting on cash, you know.
Right.
Like
right.
There's this thing that people gotta understand as well, you know. Like for example, this guy I was talking to yesterday, he told me, bro, I opened 3 positions. I opened AMD, Zoom, and whatever. And I had puts, but I had to cut them at a loss. But then after I cut them, they ended up paying. And I told him, look, why do you open 3 positions when you can open 1, average down on that 1 position if needed, and then you can turn a profit, you know? Yeah. I'd rather have just 1 winning position instead of 3 losing ones. You get me?
100%. Yep. Definitely. I feel that. Yeah. See, that's one thing that also a lot of people, they stay away from. They always think of averaging down as they don't look at it as an option most of the time. I think that's one of the pitfalls.
Yes.
One more question. What was your biggest loss ever, and what was your biggest win ever?
My biggest loss ever was again trying to time the market. Was last year in December. So I actually had like a pretty good year last year, you know. But towards the end of the year, Trump was deciding on whether to sign on the trade deal or not, you know.
Right.
And I didn't think he was going to sign on it, you know. Like I had my charts and everything, and like I just didn't see it possible, bro. So I got into these positions, all puts, Baba, Apple, Microsoft, and they were paying up nicely.
Right.
But then we ended up signing the deal. I didn't cut my positions like on time, bro. And yeah, I lost over, I don't remember. It was like 15K or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
My biggest win was actually a win by mistake. Because yeah, because I was in PayPal, you know, and I was trying to, and this was last year as well. So I was trying to play the run up on PayPal, but the stock just kept on going down. So then I had to average down on the position. By the day of the ER, I was like 70% down on the position. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hold it through the ER.
Right.
And I held it, bro, and I ended up making like 12,000 or something. It was like a 700%.
Damn, that sounds crazy. Wow, you went from a negative, big time negative to a big time positive. That's awesome, man. We all love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, let's see. Let me see a couple of questions in here. Okay, they asked to share your IG. I will put it in the description of the video so that people can follow you on Instagram. Options Gym, right?
No.
Options Gym?
What is it? Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description so people can follow you, see you, making stuff, trade stocks or any ideas there or anything. Are there any stock trading classes you have taken?
No, not really.
Gotcha.
No.
The special guest, somebody's asking, who is the special guest? The special guest is Jim. He is one of the admins of OptionsSwing. If you are here for the first time in the stream, welcome in. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. We have more guests coming onto the stream with much more bigger values that you will see coming in the future streams from now. Jim is just our first special guest. We will have additional guests. I wanted Jim to come on because he is a professional trader who I have learned a lot from. And so it makes a lot of sense to have him here today. Okay, let's see. We have more questions here. Let's see. Okay, I guess not many questions here. I have one last question, I guess, and it's going to be perfect timing because the market's going to open up in exactly 3 minutes. And so I guess the last question would be, is there any message, a last message that you would like to say to everybody out there, anybody who's starting, anybody who's an intermediate or a professional, any piece of advice or just a message that you want to send out to everybody?
Let's see. My advice, honestly, is going to be to those that are struggling with options trading. And my advice is the following. Just be patient, Like learning options trading takes time. It takes over a year to master and to actually build on consistency,
Gotcha, yeah.
If you really like trading and stuff, just stick with it. Keep on learning. Paper trade when you have to paper trade. Like you don't always have to buy in like the positions with real money and stuff, especially if you're just learning.
Yep.
Don't try to follow others blindly.
Right. Definitely agree with that, man. 100%. Yep.
And like I said, man, just focus on that one big winner instead of 3 losing trades.
Yep. One by one, little by little.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and also it definitely helps to be a part of a group, right? OptionsSwing is the best community out there, in my opinion. I've been part of OptionsSwing since we had 50 members, and being a part of a community where you can get help live every day during market hours. Like, for example, I'm the leader of the education sector within the channel.
Okay, another piece of advice that I'm gonna give them is the following. If you are gonna be trading, you gotta have rules. Like if you don't have rules at all, you are not gonna do well in the market, not at all. So people gotta have rules, and rules are gonna be kind of similar but kind of different for everyone because everyone has a different portfolio, risk management strategies, and everything. So these rules have to be unique to each trader.
Right. Definitely agreed there. Yep. Yeah, everybody has a different risk tolerance and everybody has a different style of trading. So, we need to make sure that you can get your own style and work with that style. Agreed, man. 100%. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. I'm going to maybe even consider having you back on a separate time. Maybe we can do this again. It will be nice to have people on the screen so I don't talk to the wall. And it feels really nice to talk to somebody for a change, especially since I'm in my 14-day quarantine and this is the last day. I appreciate you for your time and your effort and your knowledge as usual.
Opening bell, man.
I'm sorry.
6 seconds.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll let you go. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us. And we will catch you next time, Jim.
Likewise. Bye-bye, bro.
Bye-bye. All right. Awesome. Well, that was Jim joining us live from the OptionsSwing community. If you guys like that and you like hearing from special guests, let me know in the comments. Also, I want to just maybe ask you guys, if you feel like this, you want to see something in this stream, feel free to put comments in this stream. So, right there on the bottom, there's a place you can leave comments. And I would appreciate it if you left even just an emoji, telling me how you feel on this stream, what you want to see in future streams, or just generally some feedback. Also, make sure that you hit like and subscribe. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to give you the breakdown so that you don't have to do it. We want you to come here, enjoy the stream, sit back, relax, drink your coffee, have your bagel, and not need to do any work, but instead watch us do the work for you. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here. Make sure that you hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Lots of positive, great vibes to all of you guys, and happy trading. Peace.